homecomings are the best. It's such a wonderful feeling, and it's such a relief to have them home, but then it comes with challenges as well, trying to get used to the service member being home, roles in the family having to change again, getting used to dealing with the kids and just day-to-day life.
Getting through those transitions can be difficult, which is why the American Red Cross has developed the Recognition Workshops, where they distribute this brochure titled Coming Home from Deployment, The New Normal. And Lauren Pierce is with the American Red Cross, and I appreciate you being here today. And we know the Red Cross comes in and helps out after disasters like hurricanes and things like that, but how can the organization help service members who are returning home?
Well, actually, we're better known for our disaster service, but Service to the Armed Forces is our oldest existing service. We were really founded on support to the military. So this is something that we're very used to doing. It's kind of part of our day in and day out. Ordinarily, what we're doing is emergency communication messaging. Family here at home has a problem. Service member is deployed, but they need to still be able to help out their family when there's an emergency. So what we do there is to help with sending the message to let them know what's going on at home and helping them get home. That's what we've done pretty much since we were founded. This new program that we're talking about now, the Reconnection Workshops, is really designed to meet veterans in the military where they are right now. They're coming home from very different deployments from what we've seen in military history in the past. So we're trying to help find ways to help them reintegrate into home life. You know, they're coming home sometimes after 18 months on assignments that have nothing to do with being a dad or a husband or a mom and a teacher. We've got a lot of reservists and National Guard who aren't full-time military. And they need to be able to talk about what that is and talk about it with their families to be able to reestablish a new normal, because their normal for that time period of a deployment is not being at home. So then they come home and they're back in full-time life, and there's got to be some sort of help with transitioning. The military has a lot of programs internally that supports that. And really what we're doing with the Reconnection Workshops is trying to reflect that same model, but offer it in a place that's available in the community. You know, not everybody is still active duty in the military. This program is open to any veteran. They can come in if they were in World War II or Korea or just home from Afghanistan. It's available to anybody who's ever served. Because we're in the community, we're everywhere. We're all across the United States. So we can come to them without having to ask them to travel. What the program is a series of 5 workshops.
I was about to say, we have a graphic we want to put up on the screen. We can talk about what workshops are available.
Sure, sure. There are 5 of them, and you've got them listed there. There will be more coming out in the future, but these are basic hour-and-a-half to 2-hour-long workshops where we talk about how to communicate clearly. You know, and the other ones that you see are about the stress and the trauma that the service member has experienced, and also that the family has experienced during their absence. You know, there's also a lot of anger sometimes that's involved in that. So we talk about that in one of our workshops. Depression is a real thing, and we've all heard a lot about PTSD in the media over the last couple of years. Hopefully by having a conversation about that in a relaxed and community atmosphere where your family is right there, hopefully we can have that maybe more less clinical conversation that helps to address it before it gets to that extent.
And how important is communicating clearly? Because I know it seems as if many people hold things inside, but when you're coming back from the stress of combat and deployments, I assume communication is key.
It is key. There is no ignoring it, you know, and it's dangerous to try and do so. So that's what we've designed these programs for, to help make that conversation something that both parties can understand. The family that's been here at home and the service member who's been away, to help them find a common ground and a language to be able to talk about what each of their experiences have been while they've been apart, and then the experience they're having now coming back together as a family.
And it sounds, early in the show we had a guest talk about the importance that military is helping the soldiers and service members readjust. Now the Red Cross. So it seems like it's a hand in hand between, you know, the military, the Red Cross, as well as family members as well.
It absolutely is. This is not just something that's happening, you know, inside military installations. Everybody in the country has been affected by the last several years of military combat, and you know, we're coming back home and they're coming into the community. So it affects everybody, and there need to be resources out there throughout the community that help address those needs to make it available so people know that it's out there and that they can find it when they need it.
And that's what I was going to say. Do enough servicemen and women know about the role that the Red Cross is playing?
Actually, this is a very new program for us, so we're really just now getting an opportunity to come out with it and bring it out into the public attention. We've spent the last year training facilitators, and we use strictly licensed mental health care providers to conduct the workshops. So, we've found very experienced professionals to do this. We've trained them. We've set up a system through a grant with Walmart that allows us to be able to travel, go to them where they are. Now that we've got that structure in place, we're really trying to go out and take it out there and really do the air quote marketing to make sure that people know it's out there now that we have a structure to support it.
So how do you reach the people who don't necessarily want to come forward either because they are depressed or feel like that's a sign of weakness by asking for help?
Yeah, and then you've hit the nail on the head. That's a huge concern. Hopefully, the brand of the American Red Cross is very well trusted, and we've all seen the reports in the last couple of years about how well recognized that brand is. That does bring a sense of compassion. Plus, military people do understand that Red Cross is there to support them. So hopefully by offering and mirroring that conversation that the military is providing for their own folks, we're also able to bring it to them from another standpoint. There really can't be enough sources for help. We want to add our voice into that program. You can't make somebody do it, but by making the opportunities easier to access and available from sources that they trust already, hopefully we make it easier for them to reach out.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Absolutely not. It's a difficult thing. It takes courage to do it, but it's out there and they need it.
Now, how does a family get involved in one of these programs?
As simple as contacting your local Red Cross. We'll get you in touch with program coordinators who will set up. It can be a group, it can be an individual family, it can be just a service member. Anybody who needs it, we'll be able to work with them to get that program out there to them. And that's our commitment. Is we do have the national reach and the scope to do it, and we want to make sure that when somebody does take that brave step of reaching out for help, that we get there and give it to them. So you can contact your local Red Cross. You can always go to redcross.org, and everything that we do is there with all the information on how to reach out.
Really quickly, do you have any goals about how many people you want to help or serve in the coming months?
Sure. Our goal as an organization is to be there for everybody who feels the need.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate it. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back to wrap up the show.